because when you say that you made certain decisions, everybody at this, you know, in this panel made decisions, a conscious decision to break laws to one degree. It's not like you tripped off into the prison. It's like, oh, come on over here. No, you did something. You broke the law. So then this is the question I want to ask. Because when I think about it, I think we live in a racist society, and woe on me for thinking that somebody right now. Woe on me for thinking that. Woe on me for thinking that you know, it's somebody else responsible for the situation that could possibly be taking place. But when I think about racism, I have to ask this question right here: is there any aspect of your life that another race has control over? Whether it be your education, your interest rate, your living environment. Can white people, to one degree or another, affect any aspect of your life? What aspect is that?
Your finances.
Finances. Anybody else?
They can affect your freedom.
Your freedom. What else?
What you mean?
Like, how can, in reference to just the laws or just anything, can another race have a definite effect on your livelihood?
Definitely affect.
If they control everything in your community.
For example?
If they control your businesses.
Okay.
If they control whether you can work or whatnot.
What about you, Omar?
Go ahead. I don't think they can, because like with me, and just like BJ was saying, and just like Omar was saying, it starts in the household. See, me and my girl is not gonna buy a house until we find somewhere where the education system is sufficient enough for our son.
Will your house have an interest rate? Will you have an interest rate?
It may do, but at the end of the day, I can overcome all these obstacles they put in front of me.
Okay.
Like, I'm not looking at life like, okay, these people are doing this, that, and the third. Like me and my family right now, my brother, my uncle.
Let me ask you this.
And our mindset is we're gonna break the cycle.
Gotcha, and that's cool. But let me ask you this. Will your interest rate, meaning the amount of money you have to pay on that mortgage, will it affect the area that you live in?
Yeah.
It will. So what we're saying is that there's a population of people that have a definite effect on your living arrangements to one degree or another. Do these individuals have an effect on the education system?
Yes.
Okay, so now that's whites looking at blacks. Now I'm asking you this. To any degree, do African Americans have an effect on the living arrangements of white people? In any aspect. So let me finish.
Business.
Let me
business.
finish.
You just said the African community is the biggest.
I'm not done.
You gotta hit a whole plan.
Listen. Because in a paragraph, you got commas and you got periods. A comma represent a pause. Yeah, I just paused just then. There wasn't no period. Yeah. I got 2 GEDs. One for Alto, one for the County. So with that being said, you have a situation where you can a population of people have control over my finances, my living arrangements, my education system. When you have an aspect on how I eat and if I can eat and if it's gonna be meat or it's gonna be a nutritious meal, because you gave us a nutrition chart and it's not even nutritious. We sit here eating cheese and milk and it ain't even for us. But it has a definite effect on how we raise our children. You see what I'm saying? So when you say that I didn't have no control, the white man didn't tell me to grab this pistol, when the average person, in DeKalb County, the average individual works from 9 to 5. Guess when the PTA meeting is? Soon as you get out of work and get out of traffic. And this lady, she got 4 children. Guess what she ain't got time for? To sit up here in the meeting, she tired. She got to cook these oodles and noodles so these kids. Well, I'm saying all that to say this, that has a definite effect on your actions. If I don't have the same options as somebody that live up under the zip code 90210, I don't have those options, I'm being affected by these individuals. Therefore, you ain't just pick the pistol up for play, or, you know, it was a fun, it was games. You picked it up because you had a mission. Your mission statement was defined by those elements that were affected.
But I think if everybody look at it like that, that's part of the anger. You feel what I'm saying? Like, that's part of the reason why people are so mad, because they feel like,
that's right. That's why I keep saying we have to figure out a way.
That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna take from these same people, or I'm gonna go over here and do this, that, and the third. Like, if you had that mentality, then that anger is building up. Cause as you talk right now, thinking about it, anger is building up. These people put us in their position.
But I feel like what we need to do is, because anger gonna come along with it. If you're in a situation where you don't want to be in a situation, you're gonna be mad. I was in prison, so I know I didn't want to be in there. I took my anger, I redirected my anger. I made a decision that, hey, I'm not going back to prison. You know what I mean? I'm gonna do something else with my life. You know what I mean? I work for a Fortune 500 company. You know what I mean? For real. I work for a Fortune 500 company. Walked in there with no experience at all.
You ain't got no microphone. Look. Let's hear from Lil Man, and then we're gonna go to break.
Okay, I'm just gonna say something real short and brief, man. Cause I feel like it really kind of getting out of whack of the whole purpose. You understand why we here? And in agreement of what you were saying, and you said it better yourself. And my family from Nigeria, half of them. You understand me? But if you in this room and you have a social security number, trust me, it got an effect on you, whether you like it or not. No matter how you do it, and you in this country, it got an effect on you. Even if you're sleeping up under the bridge. And that's something we had to do our own personal research on. But going back, he said one thing, and it's two parts, educating and participation. We have to educate ourselves, and educating whether reading the book or going through that experience and giving back. Giving back what people relate to. Giving back only because we know we made our decision and we see the other people in those decisions, and then we just give them the knowledge. Now, other than that, it's out of our hand. That's the best we can do. But a lot of people, like you said, if you listen to everybody what they said, and one of the main things they said, no education, and a lot of people didn't have the right guidance. What if you had a mama and dad at home? Some people not being a 24-hour parent. You understand? But even after then, if the person get their adulthood, it's on them. But our job is just to give to the people. Just to give to the people, educate ourselves and get to the people.
We're going to go to break. When we come back, it's going to be full with solutions because that's all we're going to talk about. You can right after the break.
Ask a question for the next after this?
After the break, if it's solution orientated. Dainhen Butler show, boy. You better respect the both of us. Okay, we have a caller? Okay, we're going to go to the caller, then we're going to go to break. They calling in? Hey, hello, caller.
All right.
I was calling to put the word out. My name is Dexter Simmons. I'm from Adel, Georgia. And I was just calling to put the word out about the Smash movement that me and a few of my brothers and sisters got going on. It's called the BCF, hashtag BCF movement. Stands for Better Communities and Families. We just trying to get everybody to understand what the movement is. It's like, there's so many brothers and sisters getting lost in the system. There's so many brothers and sisters getting caught up in things in the street. And we already got enough of our kind just being killed off on just because. And the movement is just basically, we trying to give back to the community. We try to restore the community. We trying to bring back what was in the community as far as people looking out for each other, making sure the community all right. Cleaning communities up. People doing their part, basically. I'm a Blood. I represent Inglewood, California. All those that know me didn't know that. And the movement basically consists of a lot of brothers of my kind. You have Gangster Disciples, you have Blood, you have Crook. At the same time, we're not there to represent gang things. We're there to represent and show all people that we can unite as one and overcome a whole lot of depression and things that we have going on in our community.
Hey there. Can you hear me? You know what? I think we had OGKK on one of our previous shows, man. He's also pushing the campaign for BCF, if I'm not mistaken. He's the founder. Okay. What we need to do, man, we need to try to get instant radio and try to get some move. Well, you down there in Valdosta?
Yeah, I'm in Valdosta. Okay,
so yeah, we need to try to get some movement down there, man. It's crazy that you call at the time that you call because we're actually talking about solutions. And what I'm hearing you say is that you have solutions. You just need some support with some of the solutions that you do have.
Yeah.
Okay, look, this is what we're gonna do, man. We're gonna go to break. We're gonna come back. We want you to continue to listen, man, and continue to chime in. Cause we need to get some circulation. We need to get some type of forefront as to where we need to go with this thing. And it's gonna take some individuals like yourself who are on ground zero, who know what some of these youngsters about to go through. To my listeners, you're tuning in to Instinct Radio. This is the Dainhen Butler Show. We'll be right back after these messages.
All right. I appreciate it. Thank y'all.
All right.
We got no time. I got no time on front of that street.
Man, you like going crazy about that land.
Of today's hits. You're listening to Instinct Radio.
Welcome back to Instinct Radio. This is the Dainhen Butler Show, and Omar still talking. Even though 46 ain't here, he just feel like he just got the privilege to just do what he wanted to. You roll with good hair on the news 2 or 3 times, he think he running Atlanta. He the mayor now. Yeah, it's the Dainhen Butler Show. Respect the bow tie, y'all. On a serious note, this is how we're going to wrap the show up, man. We want, because, a lot of these, I consider these people to be my brother because we done came through the same struggle. It's certain, I didn't sit on some, I just sit on Big D bump just to stop from crying sometimes. Not on the war daddy type action. Just like, no, I'm just saying, like, if it was somebody that was always laughing, that always had a joke, I'm talking about, boy, we ain't getting no red call, it ain't no hot water. He always laughing about something. Then he might give you a suit every now and again too. But for the most part, he was just like somebody who, it wasn't fun and games, but if you were looking to laugh and try to get away from some things, but you were in 17, you were hollering at the big homie trying to, chuckle it away, even if the joke was on you. You know what I mean? But when I'm saying all that to say this, that I have different relationships with everybody here, whether they be new, old, distant, close up, man. But there's a certain amount of respect that comes with, coming through Alto or coming through any Georgia State prison for that matter, or going through any institution and surviving to keep your hand and maintaining your sanity and your manhood and coming out here being productive citizens. So what we're gonna do is we've had a strong dialogue, and we probably, like Omar said, we probably gonna have to do a part 2. We'll have to crank the DVDs back up, man. But what I want to do is from each and every one of our guests is get a what are you doing now? What solution do you have for mothers, the single mother that's at home and she got a younger you there? What could you tell her, and what are you doing to have a positive impact on our community? And we'll start with you.
Well, I'm an over-the-road truck driver, and I feel like for a single mother, because like my oldest sister is a single mother, and I just, I tell her, like, the thing is, don't ever try to shelter a child, because the more you shelter him, the more he gonna want to know what's going on the other side of that door. Mm-hmm. And the more don't do that, don't do that, don't do that. But, now it's like, okay, when he go to school, you can't watch him 24 hours. Now when he going out, okay, I just want to go to the football game. Now he going out, he with his homeboys, and here we go again. Mm-hmm. So I just feel like, don't ever try to shelter a child. Yeah, you need a male role, like a male figure in his life to kind of give him certain guidance about certain things, as far as a male to a male, because I can't teach a woman how to sit down and pee because I'm not a female. Mm-hmm. So, it's like you need that. And I just tell her, like, if you having any problem with him, she called me. And, and I talk to him. I'm not going to go over here and try to whoop you, and then I'm going to talk to you. I'm going to give you a stern talking to, and that's going to be that. Now, I mean, I can tell you only so much, because at the end of the day, you still going to do what you want to do. Mm-hmm. If it piques your interest, you're going to give it a try. So, I mean, that's just like kids with a stove. Okay, they keep seeing this bright orange flame. So, okay, it look pretty, so I'm going to go over here and touch it. Now get them fingertips, now they don't want to do it no more. Mm-hmm. So, what I have told you over 1,000,000 times not to touch that stove, but you do it anyway. So, it's just my advice is, like, don't ever try to shelter a child. Mm-hmm. Give them knowledge, give them love, give them guidance, but also let experience teach them, too, because experience is the best teacher.
Awesome. BJ, what are you doing, and what advice do you have for mothers or parents trying to raise
I'm my own other trucking company right now. So I just work and sleep. That's all I do right now.
Hey, you got to check too, man. I've been to your house. Y'all know BJ got a swimming pool. Yeah, he got a swimming pool. He do. He got a swimming pool. Look, a real talk, like he big homie, but my truck got stolen. I got it's out there now. My truck got stolen. This is how I know he had some money. My truck got stolen, and people was calling me like, man, what it look like, man? Then what the dude called and asked me, you want this truck? Come get it. And met me at Turner Field and hopped out the truck and gave me his truck. Look, Brandon, I didn't even want to give it back. Because his truck was 2014, 2015. He was like, huh? I was like, what? Hey, that's how I know you got to check for real. But I appreciate that brotherhood, because it went from looking out in one environment, and it's a totally different environment. Some people you think you don't connect with that you'll be connected with forever. I know if I need somebody, I can call somebody for real. He ain't going for that nonsense. Yeah. Believe that. Just like then it wasn't nonsense, but if for real, and he knows you about that for real, then, you know, their brotherhood still there. But the dude gave me his truck, man, gave me the key, told me to do what I was doing. Then I went there to his house, backyard, bigger than all the property I got, period. I said, damn, DJ, you selling dope? What is you doing? Go ahead, man, go ahead.
Yeah, so I just working, sleeping. Like, the only advice I can give to a mom, you got to, in that household, them kids got to learn respect and fear. If they don't respect the parents and they ain't scared of the parents, they're going to run into that BJ in the street.
Yeah.
They're going to say the wrong thing to him and he going to kill them because they don't know that fear from the household. And that be the main thing. If they disrespect, and I tell them all the time, I ain't going to give you no prison rape story because it ain't even that serious in prison. The thing out there in prison, the same thing I'm telling my kid now, go clean up your room. Play your video game. You're going to go to prison, you're going to clean up your room in there anyway. But you ain't going to be able to do what you want to do. Mm-hmm. The same stuff I'm telling you at home, you're going to have to do in prison. Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am. Clean up your room. You got to do all this. Get up for inspection, make your bed. You got to do this in prison, but you don't get no privileges for doing it. So why you crying about daddy telling you to do this now? I got to buy your shoes, your clothes. You get to do what you want to do. So they don't understand that. They think it's all about fighting and raping and gang. Like, that's the least of your worry when you go to prison. But you be trying to hate white folks now on the street. Wait till you get it now. Because that's the average black myth. A white boy never beat my ass. Them crackers like to kill me in that motherfucker. And it's dead serious. You ain't got no win. You ain't got no win. You say that cracker stuff you want to, they gonna deal with you. And your mama can't save you now. And the women got to stop trying to say, you try to do something wrong, send the ass on through there. Because long as mama keep helping him, guess what? He gonna think he can keep doing it until he run across that wrong guy. You can't do that to everybody.
Bishop.
Yeah, I want with the women concerning the word for their sons, like your boys, at one time they were.
What you doing now? Because I heard you had to check too. What you doing?
I'm a barber.
Yeah. I seen you got.
Get to that though.
Yeah, okay. My bad.
I got you. But like to the women that got sons, your son at one point in time, they were your babies. Mm-hmm. But you know now, as they grow up, they ain't babies no more. So you gotta get stern with them. You know what I mean? You have to have boundaries. You have to have rules. You see what I'm saying? And they have to believe that what you say is what's gonna go. So when you tell them you're gonna do something and you keep letting them get by like they're your babies, you know, you cripple them like permanent. You know what I'm saying? The next thing I want to say is take responsibility. Mm-hmm. You know, the white folks, you know, a lot of times folks didn't make me sell drugs. You know, a lot of that led to me first, you know, cutting school a little bit. At the end of the day, it was on me. So I take responsibility for that. Even early on in school, cutting classes led to being in the street a little bit more, and being in the street a little bit more exposed me to some other stuff. You know, take responsibility for you. You know, it's not the white man, it's not the slave ship. Right now, we in an environment that's it's conducive to being able to do something. We're in a place that we can make things happen. Mm-hmm. So I would say take responsibility, and the next would be, you can take the worst and make something happen. And that's what I was saying earlier about it's not what you see, but it's how you look at it. Because a lot of times to people in prison, it's like it's a bad thing, you know, and it is a bad thing. There's nothing good about it. But there's some good things that can come out of it. And for one, at Alto, I think Alto had the largest trade school in the state of Georgia. Mm-hmm. You know, and I saw that as a way to take this bad thing and I can make something happen. Because I know getting out, I may not be able to get that certain job because of my past history, but I know that barbering, that's a trade. Mm-hmm. So I don't need permission for that. Mm-hmm. You see what I'm saying? So let me do that. And when I came home, it wasn't even 2 weeks I was in school, and because of my past experience in prison, by prepping, you see what I'm saying? I was in school like 5 months, graduated, boom, I was up out of there, but I'm making money now. Mm-hmm. You see what I'm saying? I'm making money now. I work for myself. I set my own schedule. I'm married. I got 5 kids, and I take care of my family by myself. Well, not by myself, my wife, and I also have a tax company, Payaway Financial. You know, so there's things that you can do, but at the end of the day, I want to say, man, take responsibility for your actions, because you can make some things happen. Quit passing the buck and just take responsibility.
Awesome. All right.
I change forklift tires. I just ride around for a company, Alto commercial tires, different location and on-site change forklift tires. my advice for single mothers would be, like DJ said, fear. And like parents said, don't shelter them.
Yeah.
Like let them experience certain things, but at the same time, let them know that if you go out there and do wrong, if you don't get locked up or whatever, you come back home, I'm gonna tear your ass up. Like you would rather go to the police than come back home after you done did something crazy. So I just think that they just need to stay on them, and at the same time, like let them experience life.
Well, man.
Well, you know, I'm work for a car dealership, Mini Coupe, BMW, slash salesman, pretty much everything. You know, jack of all trade. But mine is short and simple. You know, education and participation. You know, without education, you know, even when they talk about the fear and things of that nature, that still had to be learned. So, you know, everything coincide with that one word. Education and participation. Learn, teach, and be active, you know, the best way possible into your child's life and the community life, you know, and that's it. You know, without that, what do you have? Because if you don't know, then if you don't understand and know anything, how can you teach it? And then if you can't teach it, how can you participate? So you have to learn, participate. Education, participation.
Big D.
First off, let me say this here to you, Buck, because you played a big part in my life when I was out here. When I first got out, and I had when I had my restaurant, I had closed my restaurant, and you called me by mistake. You tried to call somebody else,
Yeah.
and you ended up calling me. And I had that in my mind because I only one thing I can go back to was I was on the mentality like, man, I got to eat. You know what I mean? I'm not going to starve it though. And you sat there and talked to me for an hour. I know you had other people you need to talk to, but you talked to me for an hour. You know what I mean? And he put me back on the mindset and the focus of, you know what I mean? You don't want to go back through that again. You don't even want to take that chance. Things done changed. So, you know, I appreciate that. Big ups to that. You know what I mean? Yeah. And I see you doing some positive things, man. And I salute that. Long way from dude. I'm talking about this guy used to just wake up early in the morning just screaming. Man, man. I'm talking about, man, what you going through, bro? I'm serious, man. I said, man, this dude's crazy, man. That's why I first met Butler. I went on that side out and talked to him. Man, you all right? You know what I mean? What you want? But anyway, I appreciate that, man. You know, I work for PPG industry, man, agriculture finish, man. Nothing major, you know what I'm saying? But as far as like what the parents can do for their kids, like everybody was saying, I'm chiming in on that. You know, like little man said, like he said, what's going? Phil, educate them, allow them to see the world, tell them about the world. You know what I mean? And like he said, participate in life. Cause you know my mom, she worked a lot. I can only speak from how my mom raised me. My mom, I feel like my mom the best mom in the history of mom. Like everybody else gonna feel. But at the same time, being understanding, being analytical, understand that she's come home from work and be too tired to have a conversation with me. So basically, you let your child being raised by society around them. So just be an intricate part. Take 15, 20 minutes. How your day was. You know what I mean? Any problem. Kids gonna be they gonna feel like it's not okay to tell you everything, but let them know early that, hey, no matter what you tell me or how bad you think it is, I'm not gonna judge you, I'm not gonna critique you for this. I'm just gonna give you an opportunity to express yourself, and I'm gonna tell you and give you some guidance. So that's what you do. That's what I feel like you need to do. That's all.
Corey.
Okay, how you doing? Right now, I'm currently for the last, I guess, over 10-some years, I've been running a lawn care service. I also have a magic company.
A magic company?
I do magic, like magic shows. Schools, parties, all that
do
type of
some magic. Let me see you do some magic. I got to call him. We're going to let Corey finish up, then we'll take the call.
Okay. And then before we close out, I'll throw you something real quick.
We'll give you the phone. Give them the phone number if they want to get their grass cut.
404-587-2862, or you can hit me up on Facebook, Touch Your Soul Lawn Service, Touch Your Soul Magic. You know, been doing it for a while. Really good. Yeah, I do magic
like
for real.
what? For an example.
Oh
my bad. I'm sorry.
I'll show you before you go. But I got to do this.
Yeah.
To my wife Tish, I love you. Shoot out. And as everybody else saying, even for the single mothers, we got 4 girls. Imani, who is in FAMU right now, doing excellent. Ashante, Jahada, and Aaliyah. And like we are always in everything they do.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? All girls are in basketball, cheerleading, soccer. It's like, you know, either me or my wife, we turn into taxis after a work gone.
Yeah.
We PTA meetings. We constantly there. And I see single mothers that's constantly there with their kids. You have to be involved to figure out what's going on. If you're not involved, then you don't know what's going on. And just like D said, man, I talk to them about any and everything. And they know, like, I'm subject to say anything out my mouth. We talk. Mm-hmm. And people be like, you said what? Like, stand down and shit. We talk about whatever. Because if they can't talk to me, who else they going to talk to? And that's the thing that's most important. Get some communication with them, you know, and let them have some sense of understanding or respect. And be careful. Be very careful. Because same thing I go through with some other people. Being that I have evolved and we have came a long way and we live a little bit better than what others, because you ask my kids, they say all the time, we millionaires. We better than others. Okay. They can easily get that sense of entitlement. And that's a bad sense. And a lot of our kids had that sense of entitlement. You have to make sure that you let them see some type of struggle. They need to have some type of understanding. Because if you just keep giving them, you're creating a monster that you're not going to be able to handle.
They do. True story. We're going to go to our caller before we go to the rest of our co-hosts. Caller, you tuned into the Dainhen Butler Show. Caller. Hey, what's going on?
Hey, man, I think it's a great thing that you guys are doing.
That Bama.
And your name is?
My name's Lamar Perry.
Oh. What's going on, brother?
Oh, man, I think it's a great thing you guys are doing, man.
You sound white. Go ahead.
Man, I wish I could have been there with y'all, man. I'm here, actually, but I never made it inside, so I just wanted to call, man, and show my support, man, and let you brothers know, man, that I'm proud of y'all.
Man, come on in, man. Come on in, man. We need to get you on the screen, man.
Well, actually, I couldn't find how to get in, so I'm just here.
Okay. We appreciate the support, man. We're gonna get together, man. On our part too. But we definitely need to get you there. On that note, man, rest in peace to Jap. For real. Yeah. For real. But we're gonna get together, man. We're gonna get out here and start cutting some grass and painting some walls white. They need to see us in a different light, and all of us, everybody done talked about it. But Omar.
Definitely, yes.
All right, man. We appreciate you calling in, brother.
Whatever you guys decide to put in, you know, hey, I'm with it. I'm there, and y'all got my support and y'all got my manpower.
That's what's up, brother. Appreciate you, man.
Y'all take care.
All right. Omar.
First of all, man, I thank God for all my brothers, man. I really built a good relationship with a lot of guys. Had a lot of great times. A lot of sad times, too.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because people built a lot of brotherhood in there. So I think for some reason Alto had a unique relationship building. Because I don't know if there's any other prison that has their own page where guys have came back together, man, and doing some positive things. So, man, so I appreciate all the relationship that I built with, you know, everybody, you know, from whatever aspect it was. But it was all positive. Definitely wasn't that negative. And even the relationship that we have out here. I'm the founder of Freedom is a Choice Incorporated, which is a mentoring program. Also do public speaking, speak at churches and school, to encourage our youth to choose freedom over incarceration. I really take my job serious because I never want to see our young people make the choices that a lot of us made and get us in the place that we were, because regardless of the relationship that we had, man, there was some dark days there.
Mm-hmm.
where, you know, I wanted to throw in the towel, you know, because I was just exhausted. Only that, but, you know, watching other brothers go through it, watching my mom get old, watching my kids grow up and I'm not there. So that's the reason why I go all out to make sure that I can encourage, you know, one person, two people, or school, or whatever whatever situation I'm able to be in, to make better decisions. I'm doing a lot of things. I thank God for the ministry. I work for Heartbound Ministry, man. I used to be just 1099, but they just put me on payroll.
That's what's up.
So, and it's been a long 6 years. I've been working now at the Atlanta Transit Center. I work back in the prison system. I'm speaking in school. You know, I'm speaking back in prisons. Just got some more keys to another facility, which is Metro TC at the Metro Female Prison. So I'm gonna be doing some stuff down there on every other Saturday now, man. So I'm excited about that. So I've been busy, man, back in this prison. So that's the reason why people hear me speak about it a lot. Not only do I want to speak to single mothers, man, but I've had a lot of fathers call me recently, you know, because the times have changed, man, where everybody's looking for, you know, an answer to what's going on, man. So there's a lot of brothers, man. A lot of brothers I'm close to have reached out for some help, you know what I'm saying? Because it takes a village, man, to raise our young people, man. Our young people are dealing with some difficult situations, man, and most of it is coming from because they don't have those positive role models in their life. So I also have an encouragement to all my brothers, man, is just to be a mentor, you know. Take a little time out, man, to give back, man, because we have a story to tell, man, that will draw young men and women to make better choices in their lives, man. So I want to encourage those parents, man, who are going through these struggles, man, is don't give up. Keep loving on your child. Keep, you know, disciplining them. You know, stay firm, as everybody was saying, because they have to understand what respect is. They have to understand what authority is. No strong house is built on sand. It's always built on a strong foundation. And that foundation for me was God. So I want to encourage any family that has a faith in God, man, to definitely find that relationship with God, man, and keep that balance in that house. So I'm just grateful for this show, man, for all my brothers, man, who out here being successful, man, and for all the other brothers about to get out of prison, and you know, for all the other young brothers, man, that are fighting for their life and their freedom right now. So.
Well, I want to thank all the guests. It was very helpful. I'm a single mother of a 13-year-old son, so I can take some of this advice and try to help it work for him. Hopefully he'll stay straight and narrow. But yeah, just a very good show. Can't wait for part 2. And this week all I have is some career days specials I'm doing and working on some programs to teach to do at different churches, dealing with money matters and not just taxes, but just finances in general, work and whatever. So yeah, it's gonna be a good weekend. I'm gonna try to take this advice and take it all in.
It's been really a blessing to sit here and listen to you guys talk. You are heroes, having gone through what you went through, and to come back and still be in your right mind. Not just be in your right mind, but get your lives back. It gives hope to mothers out there, fathers out there whose children are in trouble right now as we are speaking, who are facing the same things you guys faced. As a mother, I feel privileged to have sat here and listened to you talk. The wisdom that came out of your mouths, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you again. Don't ever stop doing what you're doing. Don't ever stop talking. Our country is in trouble. Our youth are in trouble. They need help, and they need it now, not tomorrow, right now. We have a youth mentorship program, and it's New Life Story, actually. We deliberately decided to have it as New Life Story because then it rebuilds and helps you rewrite your story so that you don't go with what everybody else says and what you've been through. And I'm very proud of it, and I'm doing it really for my son. I can't help my son, but I can help somebody else's son. I can keep somebody else's son out of jail. And one of the things that I noticed about him is the anger. You know, they pick up what's going on, what they hear, and the things that have happened, and they internalize that. But really, it's an excuse, because in reality, as human beings, we have choices on a daily basis. It doesn't matter what you go through in life. We have choices. You can choose. People can take everything away from you, but they can never take your choices. Your choice is your God-given blessing, and only you control that. Nobody else controls that. But I also want to speak to mothers, especially single mothers. I think we already have such a hard time raising kids. We already have such a difficult time raising kids. And when they go through trouble, it always lands on our plate, like we didn't do a good job. Maybe we were not there. But I want to say, don't feel so guilty. Life happens. Sometimes you can help your children and give them everything they need. But like we had on this show, they have choices. They will still do what they want to do. They will still go and become what they want to become. So I want to reach out to mothers and just comfort them and speak a word of peace in their hearts. You did a good job. You did the best that you could. Now you can deal with the tragedy of what's going on. And as you've heard here today, it's not always going to end as a tragic story. They can always come out and become better human beings, better fathers, and better people. I'm glad to have been here today. Thank you so much.
Awesome. I want to thank everybody that has tuned in, that has joined the panel or whatnot. We definitely have to do it again on a bigger scale. There's so much I could say, but I know that we strapped for time. One of the things I do want to put into motion, man, is we've come together on several occasions. I just like to see our brothers in different clothes in the stripes. It'd be awesome to see what you get on. It'd be awesome to see it at a cookout. We had the Alto reunion not too long ago, man. It's just good to just get out and just and be free, man. You know what? Just be free, because it's been so many times, years on top of years on top of years. Like, ain't nobody gonna go home. Ain't nobody, none of y'all gonna go home. Everybody just here, you know what I mean? And you just like forced to be around. Like, we was forced into a brotherhood to one degree or another, man. And it doesn't have to be like that for a lot of people. And how I look at life now is, I used to be extremely angry because I was extremely ignorant. I didn't understand who I was or what my purpose was. And it wasn't until I wanted to define, why are you so angry? Why are you so pissed off? And then that's actually how I became an anger management specialist, because I was just like, man, if I can tackle my anger and, utilize it and maximize it so it works for me, then I'm a tool. I'm a tool, man. And I have, and I know they're going to get mad at me for saying this, but I belong to my ancestors. I have an obligation to my ancestors, man. And that's all I live. The money, the bills gonna get paid. So, and the dead people I know, they weren't able to take none of that stuff with them. So when I started looking at life, I started thinking about what impact are you gonna have on the world? Like, how are you gonna leave the world better than what you found it? And I'm okay with dying doing what I think is gonna be a positive effect on the world. What I think is gonna leave the world in a better place. And that's it. And I may not necessarily see or reach the victory line, but I owe it to my descendants to play my part in that link. It's a chain. I got to play my part. If I don't do that, then Sister Martha, who got bit by the dog and hit with the water hose, man, all that was in vain. She did that for us. She didn't know me. She did not know me, but she sacrificed. So it's my obligation to sacrifice. But it's people that is a whole lot more powerful than myself. And what I try to do, I try to maximize everybody. You know what I mean? And that's where if I go to a school, if I go to a prison, wherever I go, even with the show, I gather a certain amount of people. This person do this better than me. This person do that better than me. And hopefully we can combine these resources and be like a super team and get something accomplished. We have these superpowers in here today. It's something that has to be done. If it wasn't, then y'all wouldn't have showed up, or y'all wouldn't respond to the phone calls. And most of everybody, even if it's nothing but talking to a niece or talking to a nephew, you already giving back. You're already doing what can be done. I think that now it's a time where we can take it to another level. And I'm saying that because I'm on the board with a nonprofit. And they got funding, man. They got funding, and we've had certain opportunities. We just haven't had the manpower. What I want to try to do in this PIC is Persons Impacted by Incarceration Collaborative, and it's the president is AJ Sabri. He's worked for the Department of Labor for like the last 25, 35 years, man. We have some awesome opportunities, but we just haven't had physical bodies, young-minded people who can come in and address the situation and move forward to I would like it is a program set up for people who have gone through the system and who are trying to adjust. But what I like to see that program do is to be counteractive to one degree, where instead of, you know, trying to help the people that's getting out, man, let's stop them before they get there. You know what I mean? And I think that everybody is in agreement to one agreement or another that we need mentors. We need people that's going to participate. We need people that's going to be active. People who are going to be an example as to, you know, what you can do. I'm not going to talk your head off, but I can watch me. And so, but I can't ask you to do that, leave your job if I can't pay you. But see, now we come to, like Omar said, Omar didn't walk me around Stone Mountain. I'm trying to keep my breath. But what he was saying is, it was key then and it's key now. That, you know what, just keep doing the work, man. The money gonna show up, just keep doing the work. Keep doing the work, stay true to what you got going on, and that's what I've been doing. I utilize everybody that's around me, whether you know it or not. I got 12 mentors in here, because if I talk to you and we have some type of understanding, man, I gain something from that. And I think that's what we have, that responsibility to those individuals that come after us. If somebody has an opportunity to talk to you, you are obligated to give that person some knowledge, and they obligated to give it to the people after them. That's the only way that I get the knowledge that you got, and that my children get the knowledge that I have, and they get the knowledge, and then that's the only way we ultimately get better. I can go on and on and on about this, but what I want to say, man, is I'm thankful to be here. I'm thankful to have a sound mind. I'm thankful that we're in a place where we can talk, and I ain't got to worry about somebody telling me to tuck my shirt in and pull my pants up, making me go to church at 5 o'clock in the morning to eat these stale-ass oranges and stinking-ass eggs. But we definitely have to get together, man. I want to say, I want to send a special shout out to Jap, man. Jap left before his time, man. And we're going to be touching on some of that stuff. We got a show coming up, and it's going to be based on just your health, man, what we eating. Because I was listening to somebody, they were saying, man, there's more people getting killed in the drive-through than it is in the drive-by. And that's key, man. Like, we ain't eating the way we need to be eating. I personally am not. So every opportunity, every death, every negative in some kind of way is going to equal out to be a positive. I don't care what's going on. We ain't taking no losses. It's just that simple, man. So we here at Instinct Radio, we want to thank our listeners. We want to thank our sponsor, Bold Magazine. We definitely appreciate you guys. This is the Dainhen Butler Show. We thank you guys for tuning in. We'll see you next week. I don't know what our topic is. We're going to do music? Okay. Who you got? No, we don't want to see something? Oh, man, look, we'll bring you back. But we need to talk. Unless you're just going to do something that's going to be mind-boggling. You going to do something mind-boggling?
No, it just depends on how long it's take.
No, because I'm going to have to pay her for extra time. Yeah, I would rather. But we need to talk, because I Funtime Moonwalk Rental, 678-891-9690. We may be adding magic to the roster. I don't know. But we'll try to put some things together, man. But thank you, guys, and see you next week.
The biggest station in the world, playing all of today's hits. You're listening to Instinct Radio.
Put it up.